People are fighting every day, trying to be the one who's right, trying to argue their point across, trying to prove somebody else wrong. But what people don't realize is while they think they are winning that fight, in fact, they're losing something far, far greater. If you really think about the energy and the vibration, last time you were angry at someone or frustrated at someone or trying to get your point across or trying to convince somebody of something, what was that energy? Was it a positive vibration? Think about it. Or was it maybe a bit of a negative vibration? Were you getting frustrated by it? Were you getting angry by it? Were you being impatient in the midst of trying to convey your message? If that is the case, we will instantly realize that every time we fight, we're in what we call the negative vibration, according to the vibrational frequency chart, where you have the jealousy, you have the hate, you have the anger, you have all of these low vibrational frequencies, which is not best for our manifestation, because remember, we don't manifest what we want, we attract what we are. So in that moment, if you are of a negative vibe, guess what you're attracting? People often say to me, they say, but sometimes in life, you gotta fight. Like, you gotta fight. And I remember this guy at our Malaysia event. It was about 300 people at the event, and then there was one guy sat on the right side, right in the front of the event. And when I was talking about, I said, everybody must learn to be like water and flow like water. He raises his hand and he says, no, I disagree. Sometimes in life, you gotta fight. I looked at him, I said, you're right. And he looked at me with a blank face and had nothing else to say. The whole auditorium, all the people, they stood up and started clapping. After a few seconds after that, he smiled at me. He said, you got me there. You see, we always say that nature is our best indication to how life is. If you observe how animals are, if you observe nature, you will see whatever fights, always there's something that fights back. What does that mean? It's a continuous fight. There is no end to it. And some people will say, no, but you don't realize. If I'm stronger than the other person, if I can shout or scream louder, or I'm more aggressive, or if I can beat that person down until they can't fight anymore, guess what? I've won the fight. But it's actually not true. You think you've won the physical fight, but the mental, the energy, the metaphysical, you've actually lost that. Wayne Dyer once said, he said, in life, whenever you get a choice to be right or to be kind, always choose to be kind. And for a lot of people, they think if I try to prove my point and if I get my point across, I win that argument. But what they don't realize is every time you are trying to be right, you are feeding nothing but your ego. So what actually happens is every time you fight and you think you've won the fight, you have created a new version of yourself. You've fed that ego. When you apply energy, because energy loves attention, and you give that attention to the ego energy, guess what? It becomes a greater ego. So what does this actually mean? It means that next time in a fight, will you be more explosive? Will you be more angry? Because you know you've won so many fights, you're more aggressive, the ego is even bigger. And guess what? In life, you can never be strongest out of them all, because it's just a matter of time where you will meet that challenge. And with that strong ego attacking with reaction, guess what? Something will come back, but maybe not in the same form as the thing that you attacked. But every energy that is outputted will always come in an input. People often say to me, they say, well, what do you mean they'll come back in another form? Are you saying that, I'm going to beat this guy down, he's not going to be able to beat me anymore, and a butterfly comes and starts butterflying, attacking me, right? And I say, no, it's not like that. It's very logical. If you think of it like this, if you beat somebody down, Maybe when they go home, they tell somebody about it. Maybe their wife gets angry or upset. Maybe their wife starts to do something else that is going to sabotage, let's say, your business, your career, or something else. Or maybe your wife, their wife has an uncle or somebody else who is in some other department who hears about this story. Then the message gets out. Then something else will come back in another form, which at that time you feel like, I beat him physically. I'm not getting beaten physically, but guess what? Maybe you'll get beaten in a different way. I love it when Bruce Lee says, be like water, my friend. He said water, if you think about it, water is like the softest thing, it's most flexible, but at the same time, it's strong. It can penetrate through rock, it will keep going. And water always likes to flow, and it always gets to its goal, it always gets to its destination. When one finally comes to the realization that when things come and in argument, in fight, and we just allow it to pass, we allow it to pass. We don't challenge it. Don't challenge somebody else's belief system, because guess what? They're right. Why would you challenge their belief system? Allow them to be, allow them to be, allow them to be, and then you'll be walking on the path of least resistance, and you'll get to your destination. It's blissful, it's peaceful, and this will be your ultimate awakening to living a happy, positive, and blissful life.